Beauty makes you a target. Being beautiful, being handsome, these things make you a target. And although they're glamorized in society, this stuff can get really dark. These conversations can get really dark, but it's my duty to have them because I have to help you understand what you're going to be up against. So I like to think of a beautiful person as a rose. A handsome man, a beautiful woman. I think of you as a rose. Roses are beautiful. They're the most high energy flowers out of all of them. That's why I have roses. That's part of my branding is roses, red roses specifically. And roses signify power, love, passion, beauty. But roses also have extremely sharp thorns. God understands what beautiful women and men will go through in life, right? And I like the way that God created flowers because God put thorns on flowers. Why? Because God knew that people will pick flowers apart because flowers are beautiful. You just feel like you want to touch them, but there's a thorn there. And I think that beautiful men and beautiful women, you need to have what I like to call physical and spiritual thorns. That's your boundaries. That is not allowing people to access your energy. That is not allowing people to, because when you're a beautiful person, people automatically want to start talking to you. When you walk in environments, people are already trying to shimmy their way over to your side of the room to ask you, what's your name? Who are you? It's like beauty is there to attract people, but there's like everything else in life, there's a good and a bad side to that. Beautiful women tend to attract women that are stalking you. Women will stalk you for decades. There was this therapist, I'm going to do a video on her TikTok video where she said, how women, they stalk a lot. And because she's an attorney, she sees this in the courthouse, how many women are stalking other women for decades. Stalking, a woman that they met in passing. Beautiful women will get stalked. Handsome men will get stalked. If you're a handsome man and you moved on to another woman, your ex is going to stalk the other woman. It gets very insidious when somebody is attractive. And that's why you have to be very vigilant with the way that you approach people, the way you approach life. So, for example, with me, I would consider my personality on a day-to-day offline. I'm very, I would say, I really do gatekeep myself when it comes to the general public. What does that mean? Because I know people are attracted to beauty and people are entitled to beauty, I'm very aware of the way I carry myself when I'm in the general public. I'm not very open. That doesn't mean I'm rude, but I'm definitely not open to anyone's advances when I'm in the general public. I'm very limited. And because I'm a spiritual person, I kind of know who to open my spirit up to. Like I know who to open my energy up to. So when I walk in a room, I can tell if someone's trying to talk to me because they genuinely want to talk to me and their energy is clean and pure and they're kind and they just want to have a conversation. And I can tell when a jealous woman or a jealous man is trying to invade my space and their reasoning for coming to my side of the room is to be a monitoring spirit or something like that. I don't know how to explain it. I can tell. That's why I always tell you guys to work on your connection with God so that you're able to off rip. You can tell what people's agenda is for you. And it's not hard to know. If you're a spiritual person, you know people more than they know themselves. And you'll know the spirit that they're operating from when they're trying to get in proximity to you. So there's a reason why flowers have thorns. Flowers are beautiful. Flowers are the representation of nature's beauty. So flowers, the thorn on the flower it's there to protect the flower. The thorn is to protect the flower from being picked apart God is very intentional. If you want to know more of God, pay attention to nature, pay attention to animals. God is in everything. And God knew that flowers are beautiful. But because their beauty attracts people, people will get near the flower to pick it apart. Pick apart the rose petals on the flower, pick apart, smell the flower, pick it apart, touch it, tug at it. So that's why flowers have thorns. Because if somebody wants to touch the flower, you're going to have to risk, getting a thorn in your finger or bleeding. I remember when I was a little girl, at my parents' house, there was like a yellow rose garden in the backyard. And I loved the yellow roses. They were so beautiful, but I could never touch them because they were full of thorns. And every time I would go to the backyard to touch the rose petals, my grandma would say, don't touch it, you're gonna get cut, just look at it, don't touch it. And I use the same analogy when it comes to beauty. Beautiful people, beautiful men, beautiful women should have thorns on them to protect them from being picked apart. And what are your thorns? Your thorns are your boundaries. Your thorns are your limits. Your thorns are what you allow and what you don't allow. Your thorns are your inability to be accessed by everyone and everyone. Your thorns are your limitations as to how much you give to people. And the reason why I say that beautiful people have to have thorns is because you are like a flower and people will pick you apart. But your thorns is what's going to keep people from having the opportunity to pick you apart. So when I was younger, teenager, high school, middle school, college, I was aware of my beauty, but not that much. Not that much. Because I told you guys, growing up, my father was not really set on continuously telling me, oh, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. Because my father always wanted me to understand that beauty can only get you so far. So he would always tell me, I'm not going to keep telling you that because I need you to work harder towards your life. I don't want you to think that your beauty is everything, right? So I would notice the things that people would do, the way I would get treated differently. When I would go to work, everybody would have a birthday party, but when it was my birthday, I wouldn't even get an email. Everybody would get a birthday cake in the break room, but when it was my birthday, I didn't even get a happy birthday from my boss. It's like I didn't even exist. My friends would do certain things. Friends in high school, friends in college. These girls would do the most disgusting, ruthless things to me. And because I didn't know what I knew now, I allowed it to slide. I ignored it for the sake of being accepted. So when I got older, after I hit 21, my personality type started to change. What does that mean? I started to be aware of the power within beauty, one, and I started to become aware of the cons of beauty. So my personality changed, meaning the friends and people that knew me in college and high school, they don't know me now because my character is completely opposite of what you've known. I am less tolerable of people's behavior. I am less interested in people's insecurities. I don't allow people to come into my life and project. I'm not open, meaning I'm not friendly. I'm very, very protective of myself. I pay attention to what people don't say because majority of people's communication is nonverbal. And I do what I need to do essentially to keep myself protected. When you're a beautiful woman, you have to work overtime on creating measures to protect yourself from the general public because people tend to attack or pick apart whatever is beautiful. Okay? So I have my boundaries are my thorns, essentially, to protect myself from people and their tactics. So when you're a beautiful woman or a handsome man, people will either overtly, meaning out in the open, try and attack you, or they will covertly do it through bullying, passive-aggressive behavior, backhanded compliments. I have been bullied by men for being attractive, but I was bullied the most from women. So because I took some time to observe the behaviors that women have towards attractive women, I'm able to protect myself from them. What does that mean? My beauty regimens, I'm careful with who does my lashes, who does my makeup, who does, any type of my facials. I'm very careful because all a jealous woman needs is direct access to a beautiful woman to destroy her. Okay? And trust me, they're not going to not destroy you. They will, in whatever possible way they can. Whether it's your reputation, whether it's your face, whether it's your hair, whatever it is that they got to do. So regardless of me, supporting women and helping men, I'm not ignorant to the devices that many women use when it comes to their jealousy. And the tactics that they do. It's very old. I think that as you get older and you grow spiritually, that's why people don't like it when people grow spiritually, because the more you grow spiritually, the more aware you become, meaning you become a more dangerous person. The more spiritually enlightened you are, the more dangerous you become. And what I mean by that is spirituality is not pushed. Getting closer to God is not pushed, because you become a dangerous person because you can read people. And when you can read people, they're not a danger to you. You're a danger to them, because you can easily get them out of your way without them doing anything that's destructive. So when a woman is beautiful or a man is attractive, you need to become very well versed at picking up on hostility or passive aggressiveness. So when men meet beautiful women, let's say it makes them uncomfortable, it's going to be very easy, ladies, to see the tough behaviors. But with women, it's harder to spot because women are more passive aggressive with everything. I had that situation earlier today. So here's another thing. When someone is beautiful, handsome, or attractive, people are going to covertly try and pull your chain. I think that's how you say it, right? Pull your chain. People are going to passive aggressively pull your chain. Meaning they may make things difficult for you. You may send them an email. They'll say that they didn't get it. You may show up to the appointment at 7 and they'll lie and say, no, I didn't tell you to come at 7. I told you to come at 5. You missed it. It's too late. You got to come back tomorrow. Like, it's a lot of covert hostility that beautiful women are going to have to deal with. You're going to have to really be able to read the room, and you're going to have to be notorious at reading people, because they're going to try to see how they can use their proximity to you to get back at you. And you may be thinking, but Mel, why would they get back at me? I didn't do anything to them. You being beautiful is an attack to their ego. So they're going to find ways to essentially get back at you for being attractive. And they do that through giving you a hard time, lying, setting you up, whatever they need to do to get back at you for being beautiful. So again, when a woman is beautiful, you have to be extremely cautious and aware, and you have to pay attention to your surroundings. I can honestly say if a woman is beautiful, most women are not going to like you. Most, not all. Most women are not going to like you. And this is also going to include women in your family, women in your church. Sometimes it's your own mom, cousins, aunts, and then it's going to roll over into your friendships. I mean, a lot of people are cosplaying with beautiful women and handsome men. That's why a lot of women that are beautiful, as they get older, they kind of become loners. They stop hanging around people. They're usually doing their things by themselves. And it's not necessarily that they're sad to be alone. It's just that they kind of thrive a little bit better that way because they're not dealing with too much sabotage. I think when a woman is a beautiful woman, people want to just make life difficult for you in whatever possible way they can. My experience in the past as a beautiful woman is people would try to kind of play ring around the rosy with me, where they will purposefully make me go in circles. Like they'll know that they received something that was for me, and they'll keep saying, I didn't get it. And it's literally under their desk. And they're purposefully just telling me that they didn't get it because they want me to worry. The same thing again with men. They'll try to make it seem like, the contract and everything that we're doing, but then they'll try to, make sexual advances towards me. And when I don't respond to their sexual advances in the way that they want, they'll destroy the entire deal so I can lose money. So because I've already been through these kind of experiences with both men and women, I'm very specific in the way that I deal with people. I don't deal with people in the way that most people deal with people because I have to protect myself. And I've just become the type of person where I don't really know how to explain it, but it's just I don't care to be around everyone, if that makes sense. I'm a very independent person. Like, if there's an option to drive with everybody or drive alone, I'll drive alone. I kind of just, if it's a group project, I'll ask if I can do it by myself. Like, it's kind of just, and it's not bad and it's not sad. So I don't need anyone saying, oh, I hope you heal. I am healed. That's why I'm able to make these large strides in life. It's just what works for me, because people tend to just, the hostility that people do towards beautiful women and handsome men, it's very, very insidious. It's mean. It's just, it's truly evil when you see how people treat attractive people and the extent that they're willing to go. It's scary. And at some point you have to just accept it for what it is and understand that you have to do what's necessary to protect yourself. And I think that when a woman is attractive, and in addition to being attractive, she's also an attractive Black woman, it's worse. So ladies that are out there that you're attractive and you're not Black, for Black women, what you go through, it's going to be times 10. Because Black women are not the beauty standard. So for me, in my experience, especially in my industry, a lot of the beautiful Black women that I've encountered are like, I would say that they're kind of like vampires. They're very difficult to get close to, and they're very, very low key. So in the industry that I'm in, a lot of the beautiful Black women, people always think that they're S workers. And the reason why is because they're so beautiful, but for some reason, there's not much to work with. Meaning if you try to research them, if you try to find information out about them, it's very limited. Their life is extremely private, a lot more private than a non-Black woman's life. And you're wondering, what, like, this girl's so beautiful, but I can't find anything out about her. Like, there's nothing on her page. Like, it's very weird. And you're like, well, how does she have all these connections? It's because if you're an attractive woman and you're also a Black woman, the world doesn't believe that you are worthy of beauty. So all races are going to come at you. Even Black women are going to come at you. It's like people are going to try to destroy whatever beautiful thing that you're trying to build. And because you're aware of that, you have to build quietly. Like me, I build silently. I don't release. If I'm working on a project, you're not going to know, because I build very silently. Because, you know, when a Black woman is beautiful, especially, people feel like that's all you're worth having. And they want to make sure that you don't have anything else. And that's when, you know, they start doing the dark arts and they start visiting, you know, practitioners to see if they can slow you down in life. It gets really, really dark. And you just have to make sure that you're being vigilant, whether you're a beautiful woman or a handsome man. Just make sure that you're being vigilant in your pursuit to protect your livelihood. You know, be careful who you're eating from. Don't eat from everybody. Don't drink everyone's tea. Be careful who you share your address with. Be careful of the gifts that you receive from people. It's like you have to be extremely vigilant in your pursuit to protect yourself in every possible way that you can, because you want to make sure that you're not leaving yourself open to, you know, possible attacks from the general public. I mean, some women, their nudes get leaked. I think there was a very popular TikToker. She's a cute woman. She's Black. She kind of looks like a Barbie doll. I forgot her name. And the guy that she was in a relationship with, he leaked all of her nude photos all over the internet as a way to essentially get back at her. I mean, it's very weird, the things that people will do. It's truly weird. But it's your job to be vigilant in protecting yourself as a beautiful person.